we're back.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean's Throwback Thursday podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. Oh, we're going back in time to the 13th of June, 2023.
Well, what happened on the 13th of June, 2023, Natalie?
Well, somewhat unexpectedly, well, we did put him on the spot about it, but the Prime Minister invited us to the lodge, and then we thought it was kind of a joke, but then he said, okay, you're coming on the 13th of June, 2023, and went, oh, it's actually happening. So we flew to Canberra.
We flew to Canberra.
Have dinner at the lodge.
Yeah, we went to Parliament House and did all that kind of stuff, which was quite very interesting, wasn't it?
We were
privileged.
Yeah, we got to go into the Prime Minister's office and everything. There are staffers there that have been there for 7 years who had never been into that office.
Incredible. The cafeteria, by the way, there, amazing. Yep. But getting back to the dinner itself, what was your first thoughts, Nat, when we rolled up to the residence? So
there's a lot of security. So the taxi took us to like the back door, the back gate, if you like, and then we had to kind of wait. And presumably we'd been vetted before this, I imagine.
Yeah, it was funny though when I was giving Nat a hand to jump the fence and her dress got caught on the barbed wire. Oh, didn't I get an eyeful?
And it was brisk because it was June in Canberra.
Yeah, no.
Had the thick tights on, and then we kind of had to. We were held there for a little bit, like they're not quite ready for you yet. And we've got a big bunch of flowers for Jodie. It's a bit awkward just standing there, a gigantic bunch of flowers. And then they're like, okay. And then we're escorted down this crunchy pebble driveway.
Yes.
And then the door sprung open and there was Albo and Jodie and the dog, Toto. And we walked in. But I thought the lodge might be bigger as a building, but it's not. It's actually quite I mean, modest isn't the right word, but the grounds are beautiful and everything. But It's not like a palace. It's not a palace, is it?
No, it's quite pokey because it's an old place.
Yeah,
it's
right.
It's an old house.
Yes.
And when we got in there, so there's a lady who runs the house.
Yes.
She's the lady of the house. And then she came and took our coats or whatever the case was. And then I remember her saying, would you like a beer? And I thought, well, I've got to have a beer. What have you got? And then she listed off about 20 bloody beers. I was so confused.
I know.
And then Nathan came over and he's like, what are you having? And I was like, I'm not sure. Like, the list confused me. And then he said, you got a pale ale. And that was it. So that solved the problem.
Yeah.
What did you have straight away? Champagne?
Gin and tonic up front. And I'm like, oh, what gin do you have? And she once again listed off about 5 different gins. Great Australian gins too, because of course it's the Prime Minister's residence. So that was pretty cool. We got to go into his office, which apparently is not common. He had to go and find the key to it. So because they'd locked that up, which is pretty amazing.
There was so much swearing going on as well. When we sat down for dinner.
We are very uncouth dinner guests.
Yeah, we were. Nathan told him a whole heap of stories about his past sex life.
Very inappropriate.
Yep. But they loved it, didn't they?
All right, well, let's have a listen to what went down.
So the DJ throw it back.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean Throwback Thursday podcast.
So we did go to the lodge last night.
Yeah, we
don't
did.
want to say too much now because we don't want to ruin it when the PM comes.
No.
Yeah,
but it was interesting. I think us getting ready then to travel there because we didn't know what to expect was the main thing. And then when we got dropped off at the complex.
Yeah.
At the back.
Well, the Uber driver, I said, "Did you drop off many people to the lodge?" And he said, "No." And then, of course, we were taken around the back way.
But I don't know. Is there a? I don't think there is a front way.
No, I think there was. We went out to the front later when the lights came on. But is there a gate there? There was a driveway that came in the front.
Right.
Yeah.
And because they all saying it's the back way, there must be a front way then, or else that's just the way.
Yeah.
The way.
Because all the security seems to be at the back way.
Yeah, but that must be to frisk the undesirables instead of somehow gotten an invite to go in there. So
the full body cavity search was a bit much before dinner, but
Sean leaned into it.
I'll tell you what.
So there was there's bollards and stuff around. You know when there's a prime ministerial home. Even remember Julia Gillard's her personal house, which is like a 3x2 little brick house. They had put bollards out the front, and the guy that bought it after her has kept the bollards.
That's pretty funny.
So no terrorists can drive through his lounge room.
You can't have too many bollards.
And especially this day and age with the news, the amount of cars that plough through lounge rooms.
That's true.
every time.
That's true.
We all should have bollards. But then as soon as we walked in there, the security's there and they've got like a little security hut and it's pretty exciting. But then the only thing that we all could were so impressed with was how manicured the hedges were.
They were amazing. Although there was that one hedge, Dave, do we remember we looked at it? It looked like that someone had
burst through. A protester has burst through, I'm pretty sure. It was someone screaming some anti-COVID jargon. reckon.
That's right. It was perfectly cut out too.
Like a human shape.
Yes. And then they must have, they've just got some hedge or a new one and then just manicured it in there.
Or maybe they've got a neighbour like Homer Simpson that comes in and out of the hedge.
Sinking in and out of the hedge. It's too funny.
But it's just the grounds. The grounds.
Well, yeah, they have full-time groundskeepers, 2 of them. And that's what they do. That's their job, is to manicure those hedges.
Imagine having grounds. And then we went out.
What's it like, Sean?
One of my favourite things. One of my favourite
My little
things,
backyard.
Sean, my favourite thing.
Yeah.
Was when so we've gone into the lodge and stuff like that, and then Albo's gone, I'll come out the front and we'll take you to the grounds and we'll show you where we play cricket. And anyway, it was dark as, but we had already given our coats to the house manager at that time. So Sean's just there in his new little button-up shirt that he's in there, and Sean's like there trying to act interested. And I can hear his bone marrow shaking, like Sean, and I was laughing. So I was asking more and more questions to prolong it.
I said I was fine with it, and you were going, you're not
we knew you weren't fine. We know what you get too cold in the studio. How do you reckon you were going out there on the lawn in the Canberra winter night?
It's in the mind because I kept saying it was refreshing.
I know that you weren't fine with it because when I'm cold, I know that you are like hypothermia. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, I don't think it dawned on us the fact that
it's a big deal.
We were allowed in there.
Yes.
Just because when you're in Canberra, if you tell anybody, and even all those people that were talking on the flight over, if you tell anyone what we're doing, they would give their left arm. People pay hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes. Yeah, well, Albo was talking about that he was auctioned off at the telethon ball last year. So it was dinner with him. So it's I guess an hour and a half, not at the lodge, this is out somewhere, where you basically have his undivided attention for an hour and a half. Over $500,000 somebody paid for that.
God.
$515,000. And I know it's for charity, but still, that's what people are paying for the opportunity to bend his ear, and we got it for free.
Yeah, well, we're not bending it.
And we didn't use it for anything.
No, any powers at all, did we? No, just telling gags.
Yeah. It was just good times. Good times all around.
We did end up using the toilets under the stairs where Gilly got naked.
Yeah.
Which was really surprising. And I don't know why this surprised me so much, but what surprised me was right next to the toilet bowl was some toilet duck. And I don't know why. I know that every toilet probably needs it, but I don't know why I didn't think that would be there.
You would just assume that they would bring that in as required.
Yes, I'd clap, and then someone would come in with like a large brush.
You know what? I was very excited to go to the toilet at the end of the night, but you'd already beat me to the punch.
Yeah. Mate, what are you talking about? Like, I'm the son of Marlene Morris. Wherever she goes, it's Marlene Morris's toilet tours. Anywhere she goes, she will go to the toilet. She's like a dog marking her territory. Yeah.
So does she go immediately? Like, is that the best policy? Because I didn't go to the toilet at all.
Mum's one of those people where we'll say, do you need to go to the toilet? And she goes, no. And then, but she does, but she doesn't want to say anything. Cause a fuss. And then we have to go hunting for a toilet. And then when she's found a toilet, I do not know what some women, her age group, do in there, but they're in there for 4 hours. What are they doing in there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what process is happening? That
just takes a while for the body to be able to come to terms with what's going on.
Anyway, it was one of those things we're going to put on our We Did That list.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
And completely undeserved.
One thing that when I got home from last night, and I'm sure you're all the same, I felt like I needed to ring home and have a discussion with Megan. No one would answer the phone.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah. Sean, you massive loser.
Yeah.
You have the most family of all of us, and none of them want to talk to you.
No, not at all.
Isn't that that's a real indictment on your family, isn't it? Because they don't want to talk to you, but the Prime Minister does. That's not right, is it?
The reason that we're live from Canberra is last night we went to the lodge for dinner at the invitation of the Prime Minister.
That's right.
Does he regret that? Let's check in.
I think he does now.
Albo's on the phone right now, the host with the most. Good morning, Albo.
Good morning. Well, you guys got the great advantage now of having a bit of sleep in this morning relative to when you're in Perth.
Yes.
Thank you. The best thing about Canberra.
It's 2 hours ahead.
Oh, what about
Albo,
the weather?
you've turned the weather. There's been a little bit of sunshine popping in every now and then. Nathan said yesterday,
you can actually see the sky today, unlike yesterday.
Yeah. Nathan said yesterday there was a solar flare appearing every now and then. There's just this light coming at us.
Albo, in Canberra, I don't know if you realise, when the sun breaks out and it like shoots you like a laser beam.
People celebrate. when the sun comes out in June in Canberra. But I don't mind the fact that there are real seasons here, actually. It's so different from Sydney, where I've lived my whole life, and it's certainly different from Perth, which is always fine weather, except when I go to Perth when it often rains. I'm a bit of a rainmaker, I think, when I'm in the west.
Farmers love you, mate.
Yeah, farmers and
love you.
gardeners.
Yeah.
Albo, obviously, it's a few hours now since we left the lodge. Have the staff been busy doing the deep clean now that we've gone?
Or have they quit?
Not at all. No, you were very well behaved. And it was a terrific evening. It was great to
We had such a lovely time.
On an informal way, and even Toto let you in the house. You got Toto's approval on the way through, and even got a little pat as the night went on. So she doesn't give her affection easily.
Yeah. No, she's a tough nut to crack, that's for sure.
It was really lovely of your Elbow as well to be able to just soak in the vibes of the lodge, because I honestly thought I was going into a drafty old haunted house. Yeah. And it's not. It was warm, it was inviting, and then we got to see the touches of your and Jodie's personality through the home. Why don't we talk about your vinyl collection? I asked a question. I said, do you have a certain artist on vinyl? And you said, yes, I do. What was that artist, Anthony Albanese?
Oh, it was Tay-Tay.
He has Taylor Swift on vinyl.
And you're a big Tay-Tay fan, aren't you? You're a Swiftie all the way through.
I think she's terrific, and I think that she's empowering of young women. If people actually listen to Shake It Off, the lyrics are fantastic. I think it's. I quite enjoy her. But
it's good advice for a politician too, because you're in the spotlight and there's a lot of criticism. Yep.
Exactly. You just got to shake it off. I actually did that at one of the press conferences during the campaign, where they were. I got harassed over. Do you regret? X. I can't even remember what the issue was, and I was like, you just got to shake it off, as Taylor Swift says.
Absolutely brilliant.
I got to get down to this sick beat.
Exactly. But you heard a bit of U2, Angie McMahon.
Midnight Oil. Midnight Oil.
Yeah. Well, Radiohead was on when we arrived.
Yeah.
I actually did mention, Albo, to Jodie, that you hosted Rage one day, which is one of my favourite shows growing up, the music show on the ABC.
Oh, I loved it. I was in there. I was Deputy Prime Minister, and I was doing their current affairs program, Hack. And afterwards, I was talking to the people who run Rage, the producers, and we were talking music, and they were like, "Oh, you actually know about music?" And we were just chatting away, and it ended up with me saying, "Yeah, can I?" I'm completely up for hosting Rage. It was completely on my bucket list. Yeah. But in order to balance it up, I don't want to be too critical of a West Australian who I quite like. She's a friend of mine. But Julie Bishop they chose as well as the deputy leader to balance it up.
Yeah,
and she had, I think, Rhinestone Cowboy and a whole lot of stuff that wasn't. And I was doing, Nirvana and the Triffids and Go
So hardcore. Yeah. She was playing the hits from the jukebox at your parents getting their 60th.
Yeah, it was a bit like that. It was. I'm not sure it was quite the right thing for the Rage audience at 1 a.m. in the morning or whenever it's on. But they haven't had me back since. So it's 10 years. I should pitch up again.
Hey, Alba, while we were having dinner in that beautiful dining hall, there were these little, what was it, the little salt and pepper things in front of there. And Natalie noticed that as soon as dinner was done, those salt and pepper things went straight away. Are they the things that the staff are frightened that people are going to steal the most?
The most nickable.
Well, I think that might have been the case for you guys. I think I'd take that personally if I were you.
They were perfect pocket size.
Yes, they fit in your pocket very easily.
And they wouldn't make a big lump in your pocket
That's right. And they were whisked away very swiftly.
No, you were very fine guests, and it was terrific that it came out of an appearance on your show. And I believe in fulfilling commitments, and we did it. And thanks for making the effort of coming across this great island continent of ours to experience a Canberra winter and to be able to broadcast from Canberra.
I know. Well, we have a beautiful hotel room.
Yeah, we have enjoyed it. We obviously we enjoyed last night. When we left, obviously we left a gift with you, and we've all been wondering this morning how long did that gift last on the mantelpiece before you decided to put it in the fire.
So for people that don't know, we thought the thing that Anthony Albanese would like the most, the man has everything, is a framed photo of us
with him. Together. He's in it
with you. So is it still on the mantle? And don't you lie to us, Elbow?
It is. It is on the mantelpiece, and I will. Maybe I can take the odd photo over time with with the front page of newspapers to prove that it's still there.
Because
a welfare check on your photo.
I have a feeling you're just going to pull the photo of us out of the frame and put a picture of Toto in. And so the frame remains there, but not us.
There's enough photos of Toto up around the house. That's what it is.
And look at all the beautiful frames in your house. Remember, this one here was $22 from Bed, Bath and Table.
Oh, no expense spared. What a wonderful...
You know why, Albo? Because you're worth it.
Thanks so much. You're so generous. But the flowers were lovely as well.
Yes.
Jody got some lovely flowers.
We did bring a lovely bunch of flowers from a local florist here.
Much appreciated.
Jody is amazing, Elbow, and I know that Jody hasn't stepped out in front of
you're biased, but we think so too.
Yes, she's a real asset.
She's
to
a genuinely
you and the Labor Party
warm,
and Australia.
beautiful, outgoing, gorgeous person.
God, I love her.
She is. Well, that's four of us think that.
You've done well.
I'm going to take her from
anyone who meets her. No, she's very warm and engaging, and her whole career has been about talking to people as well. So
she's just good value.
Very comfortable.
Oh, she's fun.
Yeah, and she is who she is as well. Like, she's just what you see is what you get with her.
Yeah.
And,
I do have to say, I really appreciate what happened last night, because people think the Prime Minister and, of course, the First Lady of Australia, it's going to be very formal or whatever.
Prim and proper.
It was not. It was exactly like being out for dinner with friends.
It was.
And not just that, and I found there was some real humanity at the lodge. Can you tell everyone, Albo, are you able to tell everyone about the really uncomfortable couch in the sitting room? Because that is so uncomfortable.
Well, it's been there since the 1950s, and it does show when you sit on it, I've got to say. But anyway, that will be dealt with at some stage.
What are you doing? Sure, you sit on it and you're leaning to one side. I know it's got historical value, but that needs to be put up in the Verge.
No, it's pretty ordinary, to say the least. But at least in the main sitting room, I've got to say that couches were of different colours, so that it's a bit embarrassing when you're sitting as you do sometimes there with leaders of other countries. Like, I'm hosting the Sultan of Brunei next week.
So proper dignitaries. Yes,
the President of Indonesia is coming next month. And it was, a little bit embarrassing. I found
it was like a student house with mismatched furniture.
It was like a student house, actually. Where
it's a story.
Well, we know you're busy because Parliament is sitting today. We're going to pop by your workplace as well. We're like that needy, so we are popping into Parliament
House today.
And
because we're close personal friends, we're just going to walk. We're going to say, where is he? And we're just going to walk in and grab you. I want to thank you personally on a personal note as well for putting on a knit last night for dinner. You took off your suit and you put on a knit, and that really made me feel comfortable.
You were very relaxed with that, weren't you,
I was wearing a light knit as well. So thank you, Albo.
A light knit and jeans. Yeah, it was one of the more relaxed dinners that have happened at the lodge, I've got to say.
The staff need therapy, but other than that...
no one knows how it happened.
Hey, Albo, we kept on saying that the staff must have been behind those doors going, what is happening out there? How did these people get in there?
Well, it was good fun, but the good thing about the photo on the mantelpiece... Now, don't take this the wrong way, guys.
Okay, no.
But there will be people who will come in. I'm going to leave it there. I spoke to Jodes about this. And they'll go, I'm sure I should know who those people are. but I have no idea. But I don't want to ask in case I'm being really, rude. There'll be people going, why are these people up on the mantle piece? I think people will think that...
Well, we would love that to happen.
Yeah.
That would be a great outcome for us. That's too funny.
We were wondering why we were there.
Yeah.
That was great. We loved every second
Albo,
of it.
we really appreciate it. We thank you for
buddy.
coming good
Thanks,
on
mate.
your promise. A politician of his word. Thank you. And a happy politicking at Parliament today.
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed, and we will catch up either later today here or over in Perth. Because you,
definitely.
What did I tell you?
You promised us dinner.
I know.
Yes.
I know. At my 2-bedroom apartment, which is just like the lodge.
Exactly. You probably have to have dinner at about
in that you can't sit on the
4
couch.
PM, do you?
Yeah, there'll be security.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
My security will check you way
Yes.
more thoroughly than yours checked us. So don't you worry about that, mister.
Yeah, that cavity search. Get ready. Thank you so much, Prime Minister. You're a legend.
See you guys.
Throwback. It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean Throwback Thursday podcast.
How good was that? He has
It's quite amazing.
Albo did say, he told us the other day that if he gets in again, he'll have us back.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird. When Rove was in here and Albo came in, I wasn't as excited as what Rove was because he, hadn't had these experiences with the Prime Minister. But the bastard comes through the door every second day.
I know, yeah. We can't keep him out of here. We can't keep...
It's just
Everyone's
different.
like, you have him all the time. Well, when he asked to be on, this is the thing with politicians at the moment. So because we're in a election campaign, if they call and ask us, we'll have them on.
Yeah.
But Albo just asks us more often than Peter Dutton does.
Yeah. Or whatever.
We haven't said no to Peter Dutton at any stage.
No. He just comes in.
He just comes in less time.
And if he wants to take us out for dinner again, no problem.
We'll take it. Although they were pretty swift when we were there to remove anything that was souvenirable. Did you notice that? Remember the salt and pepper shakers? They whisked them away really quick because they could tell. And we looked dodgy.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova
Good day, good
podcast.
time
For
out.
more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.